happy Easter to all those who celebrate.
Thank you, دكتور.
النهاردة هنبتدي بريفيو بتاع المحاضرة اللي فاتت consumer behavior، واللي هناخدها النهاردة هي للامتحان الفاينل. So I'm going to give a detailed review. Then we will do the presentations, and then we'll take a new lecture. Last lecture, اتكلمنا على consumer behavior, and we said that understanding consumer, it is critical for marketeers. The heart of any marketing strategy is the consumer. Why? النهاردة, in the year 2026, in the digital era, consumers are no longer naive. You don't believe everything and anything that any business says. And we as marketeers know this. We as marketeers, we have documented and research have declared خلاص that modern consumers, they are skeptical towards any marketing message given to them. Why? For many reasons. First of all, they're technology savvy. They're walking around with the latest technology in which they can get information anytime they want. They can get information from different sources, so they are knowledgeable. So again, whatever you communicate to the consumer, no, they won't believe it right away. They will ask a lot of questions. Second, as a marketeer, we know that in the year 2026, there's a shift, and we see it. This shift shows that when it comes to consumer behavior, they're moving away from trusting traditional brand narratives and marketing communication, and they prefer today to focus on the peer-driven content, getting information around or from people in their social circle. مش شرط أعرفهم شخصي, but I'd rather get it from a stranger than someone working in the company or for the company. This is another trend that we have to be aware of. Second thing we've noticed, and research has documented, that life is chaotic. Life, it's stressful. So many consumers today, when they do go shopping, it's for the experience. It's for getting their minds off any problem they are currently facing. So today, research showed that when consumers shop, when consumers buy product, it's not for functional reasons. Consumers today, they seek enjoyment, novelty, gratification, and experience. They buy because of experience. They buy for fantasy-driven motives. They buy to enhance their mode. And this is hedonic consumption. So today, when you sell me a product, who said I want the product? The majority, they're doing it for the experience, for the feelings. Did you take this into consideration when you market your product? المفروض. Another trend when it comes to consumer behavior is that there's a big percentage of consumers today, they're making purchasing decision based on, as a brand, where do you stand socially, culturally, and politically? Young generations in النهاردة, we describe them as what? They're belief-driven buyers. بمعنى, what you stand politically, if it matches my values, I will buy. What you stand for culturally, if it matches my value, I will buy. Belief-driven buyers, what you stand for socially, what khair, or what do you give back to community, what you do, if it matches my value, I will buy. And so, many consumers today, they're boycotting. البويكوتينج ده بقى سهل قوي وكله عملها مرة في حياته. Because consumers today, they believe in political brand identity. Why am I giving you all these examples? As a marketeer, before you tailor any marketing strategy, you must study the consumer behavior. Is the consumer behavior stable? No, it's changeable. However, the changes that occur to consumer behavior has been documented and has been noticed before. Through what? Through consumer theories. عشان كده المحاضرة اللي فاتت اتكلمنا على several theories related to consumer behavior. Because these theories describe how consumers think, why consumers buy or not buy. When we talk about consumer theories serve as a toolkit for understanding how people think, feel, and act in the marketplace. They help a business and a researcher move beyond guessworking. They help the marketeer to make smarter and more human-centered decisions. Okay, these are all the theories. The answer is no, but these are the most popular and common ones marketeers often use in their life, in their development, in their tactics, in their communication. Okay, what is the first theory that we took? When I ask you, what's your favorite brand? There's no such thing as a favorite brand in a specific field. If I ask you, what's your favorite brand in clothing? You might say Nike. Is Nike your favorite brand in clothing for every occasion? Of course not. Nike is my favorite brand when I go to the gym. But when I go to weddings, I have a different brand. When I go to work, I have a different brand. So as a marketeer, you have to know something. There's no such thing as a consumer only having one favorite brand. A consumer can have many in the same field, in the same product category. The role theory says consumers in النهارده when they buy products, they don't buy products عشان ما عندهمش. When you buy clothing because you don't have. We have. يعني ما شاء الله الدولاب مليان. Yet you decide to go buy clothing. Why? As a consumer, as a human in society, the role theory says that we are actors and actresses. ممثلين. والحياة بتاعنا هي المسرح. هي الفيلم اللي احنا هنلعب الدور فيه. And so when we buy products, we do not buy products because of the function. We buy the products using it as costumes, using it as props. We want to play the role, so we want to look the role. So if I am a manager, اترقيت وبقيت مدير. أول حاجة هعملها هفتح الدولاب وأشوف هو في بدلة في ties. Is there formal wear that is elegant and sophisticated? ملقتش هتنزل تشتري the tie, the suit. Not because you want it, not because you need it, but because you want to look the new role. When you go to the gym, you can wear anything. Literally, you can wear anything and go to the gym. It will work. Any cotton pants, any cotton t-shirt, any shoes that's rubber من تحت. It will work. Yet, you decide to go wear sportswear or buy sportswear. Why? So you can look athletic. This is the role theory. So الناس لما بيشتروا عشان محتاجين لا. بيشتروا costumes. And this brings us to a terminology called the consumer identity. يعني إيه consumer identity? Your consumption. What you buy it because you want to describe something in you. So people today, by research, it has become a fact, no longer consume goods and services products, electronics, cars for the function it plays. Consumers today, they have become, وقلت الكلمة ديت قبل كده, meaning based. Meaning, MEANING, based. Which means I buy a product because what it symbolizes or what it says in my community. I buy a product because this will help me create a specific image for me. This will help me create a specific image for me. If I want to tell people I'm athletic and بعرف ألعب sports, يبقى خلاص هشتري brands that have the same identity. ولما ألبسها وانزل الشارع الناس هيشوفوني إيمان لابسة sports هي she's sportive. I want to be known as a high social status. مثلا well off, successful, achievable, achieved. هروح السوق واشوف ايه البراندز اللي بيقول ده. ايه البراندز, if I have it, people automatically will give me this image. I search this brand, I buy this brand, خلاص, this is me. The role theory. Okay. The second thing we have taken, the second theory that we have taken, شكلي فتحت السلايدز الغلط ثانية. Okay. The second thing we have taken was the consumer buying behavior. We said that when consumers buy products, it's not just a one-step, محتاج أشتري. Not at all. When it comes to consumers buying a product, it's a 5-step phase. So consumers, they go through a sequence of steps to buy the product. These steps can take minutes, it can take a day, it can take a week, it can take a month, depending on the product category. But all these steps occur. They say that as a consumer, you will never think of buying unless you have a need. We say that a need represents a problem. Why? Because when consumers need a product, they feel uncomfortable until they buy the product. When a consumer has a need, this means there's a gap between where they are now and where they wish to be. So I buy the product so I can reach my ideal position. This is why we call it a problem. Needs are problems. Now, are needs basics? We said no, needs are not basic anymore. Needs means that you desire a benefit. You seek a benefit. This benefit can be emotional or it can be functional. It can be basic or it can be complex. It's your desire for an aspect. Can I desire luxury? Yes. Can I desire being pampered? Yes, why not? Can I desire food? Of course. According to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's 5 categories of consumer desires. When does the problem emerge? This is the question. This is the new thing. When do consumers feel that they have a problem? There's 5 triggers to problems. Sometimes as a consumer, I develop a need because I am used to certain products that I buy constantly. It's part of my daily routine. For example, a bottle of water. For example, rice. For example, let's say cigarettes. So these products I buy constantly. It's part of my lifestyle. So when it finishes, automatically I have to do what? Reload. This is called out of stock trigger. ماشي. I have a mobile phone. It's working perfectly. But sometimes, due to technology that's always advancing, new innovations enter the market. New innovations enter the market. So sometimes I desire this new innovation not because I don't have, but because I want to be updated. This is called new product trigger. So when innovative products are introduced in the market, it captures the consumer's attention, and then consumers begin to desire it. New product trigger. مش فكرة ما عنديش، فكرة أنا عايزة أبقى ماسكة الحديث، أبقى حديث زي السوق. Okay. Sometimes, according to the role theory اللي احنا شرحناها, where's the role theory? جالي شغلانة جديدة أو دخلت في مرحلة في حياتي a new position, whatever it is. I'm getting married, I'm becoming a mother, I became a manager, I joined a new sports club. Sometimes when we enter a new position, we desire the costumes, تبعها. So this is called new need or new want trigger. Sometimes اشتريت حاجة وعشان أشغلها I need to buy the complementary products that go along with it. So sometimes I desire or I need AA batteries مش عشان البطارية نفسها بس عشان أشغل the remote. This is called related product purchase. And sometimes ببقى قاعدة في حالي and then I see an ad on TV that makes me think that I'm missing out. And so I develop a desire for this product that he's talking about. Automatically, by myself, because the marketeer spoke to me and made me convinced I'm missing out. This is called market induced. Now, the need emerged. The next step is to go out in the market to see what are the products that serve this need. Okay, when you go out in the market, you're going to notice that we are not a monopoly. Every product, there's many brands, many brands. And so my goal is to see which brand is suitable for me. So step 2 is to collect information related to price, related to quality, related to anything that will help you to move on to step 3, which is called the evaluation step. Human nature, in any product, in any service, we do a subjective cost-benefit analysis. Subjective cost-benefit analysis. Subjective معناها إيه? It's personal. The way أنا إيمان I evaluate is different than the way Walid evaluates, for example. But what's common بيني وبين وليد وبين أحمد حاجتين. هنعمل cost-benefit analysis once based on function, based on price, based on the quality, based on, let's say, my criteria, whatever I put. هلاقي, and there's always going to be 2 or 3 brands that fit my checklist. We call this the evoked set. And so we will do another cost-benefit analysis على 2 brands or 3 brands. And this time it's going to be hedonic. It's going to be emotional. It's all going to be about feelings and experience, meaning-based, until I reach step 4, purchase. I've decided which brand I want. I will go now to select the brand. I go to the brand. In marketing, زمان كانوا بيقولوا لو اديتوا الكونسيومر different options هتدوخهم. ما بيحبوش كده. In recent research, They say there's no such thing as one size shoe fits all. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. It is important that as a brand, you give them options so that they can truly find what they are looking for. Because what I'm looking for might be different than what you are looking for. And if you only give me one option and it doesn't really fit my desires, خلاص هسيب المحل واروح المحل اللي بعده. I had evoked sets. So purchase phase is the idea you make the consumer customize his product. مش قصدي tailor, special tailoring. لا, give him 3-4 options وهو يختار أحسن واحدة ليه هو. يا إما لو أنت هتقدر تعمل customization يلا بينا. كده هتضمن الزبون ما يمشيش. When it comes to step 4, the purchase, it's not giving him money and taking the product. لا خالص. It's making the consumer answer several questions. Like, what size do you want? What color do you want? What features do you want? How would you like to pay for it? Cash or credit? Or installments النهاردة? Okay, how would you like to take the product? أنت بنفسك هتاخدها؟ ولا عايزني deliver it to you? I can deliver it to you. Once you buy the product, you then try the product. And then you evaluate, are you satisfied or not? Now, consumer satisfaction, is it always evaluated according to the product performance? زمان كانوا بيقولوا زمان كانوا بيقولوا it's the product or the business that creates satisfaction or dissatisfaction. According to consumer psychology today, they said لا خالص مش شرط خالص. Your product might be the best of the best. And yet consumers can feel not satisfied. Why would a consumer feel not satisfied لو البرودكت حلو فيها كل حاجة اللي مطلوب؟ Because الحاجة اللي مش في ايدي بيبقى ساعات more desirable. بمعنى I am not a monopoly and there's so many brands in the market. I chose one brand and this is the brand I chose. ماشي. بس كان في حاجات تانية أحلى في السوق. But I didn't choose it. I chose one. روحت. بالليل, when you go to sleep, sometimes you think. According to research, overthinking leads to dissatisfaction, even if the product is idle. This is called cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance happens to everyone. However, الpercentage بيختلف من شخص لشخص. When we talk about cognitive dissonance, we say that this is mental discomfort. Mental discomfort, like having hesitation, doubts, regret. The idea أنا استعجلت. بنقولها ساعات في حياتنا في certain decisions we made. أو ياريتني. أو بتقولوا والله I should have done something else. All this is cognitive dissonance. Now, the higher the percentage of the cognitive dissonance made by the person, automatically it leads to dissatisfaction. Cognitive dissonance means that human nature, we are never 100% sure we made the right decision. Why? Because there's a lot of alternatives that exist in the market. And guess what? These alternatives are attractive. These alternatives, each one has an advantage the other one does not have. And I only have to make one choice. And this is why it causes me to feel dissatisfied, because sometimes بعد ما اشتريت بشوف التانية أحلى. أحلى يعني you have something bad. No, you don't have something bad. بس يمكن there was a competitive advantage زيادة عن the other brand that made you regret. And for this reason, because of cognitive dissonance in marketing, in business, we created the after-sales service. after sales services اتبنت على ايه؟ على step 5. نحاول نcontrol the cognitive dissonance. Because if we do not control the cognitive dissonance, it will lead to negative word of mouth. It will lead to consumers not being satisfied. It will lead to us in long run losing sales. So لا مش عايزين كده. We do not want a one-time sale. We want consistency. We want sustainability. And therefore, the after-sales service is the idea that I will reassure you as a consumer. I will be behind your back. If you feel إنك استعجلت في الشراء خلاص I will support you. What would you like me to do? Return, exchange, send you a technical support. Tell me what to do to reduce the mental discomfort. When a business has a good after-sales service, the consumer spreads lots of word of mouth about it. And this attracts other consumers to come by and choose you. Okay, so this is the second theory, which is called the theory of consumer buying behavior. We then moved on to the next theory, which is called the chamomile, or the conformity theory. What does the conformity theory says? It explains that as individuals, we all belong to a group. A sports group, a group of friends, a religious group. The longer we come into contact with people, subconsciously we begin to blend and become similar to them. So we say that the theory explains how individuals, we develop ways of thinking and we develop behaviors according to the group norm. Human nature, we all want to fit in. Human nature, we want social approval. No one wants to be an outcast. ما فيش حاجة اسمها a human wanting to be an outcast. لا خالص. And if we're an outcast, we try our hardest to fit in somehow. So we blend. It comes naturally as humans. We blend. So if my friend enjoys brand A and B, automatically, subconsciously, over time, I will enjoy brand A and B as well. And this is why social influence exists in a very high percentage. Never underestimate social influence. In the year 2026, they say social influence has a stronger impact than marketing initiatives, advertising. Social influence. Because subconsciously we imitate. Whether we take it or whether we know it or whether we are truly aware of it, we imitate. It comes natural to us. Okay. Another theory that explains how we buy or why we buy. The means end theory. النهاردة اشتريت X, whatever it is. The reason I brought this product, is it because I want to achieve something today, right now? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. The means end theory says that people, they have a long-term perspective. Whether they admit it out loud or not. Majority of people, they have an end goal. I want to be rich. I want to go to heaven. I want to marry a millionaire. Whatever the end goal is, I want to be fit. Whatever it is, we all have something. And so when it comes to consumer behavior, we believe that when we buy a product, it should take us one step towards the end goal. It should. So according to the theory, the means end theory, Means and theory, this is الكتاب بيقول عليه, is a marketing and consumer behavior model that explains how consumers connect product attributes to their personal values. It suggests that consumers see products as a means to achieve desired consequences or outcomes, which ultimately fulfills their long-term personal value. And I gave you an example of being fit. The summer is coming, so many young consumers, they want the summer body. So they begin today taking vitamins. They begin today eating healthy. They begin today walking to school or walking to the cafe downstairs near their apartment. They join the gym. Now, me walking, is it because I want to walk right now? I'm enjoying walking right now? Not necessarily, but I do know that this will help me in the long run to be healthy or to lose a couple of kilos. So the means and theory, in summary, says that consumers behave, they buy products based on a deeper value that is associated to a long-term vision that they have. Each day I buy a product, yes, it could be for the function right now, but there is a percentage that this will help me later on achieve a bigger goal, whatever the bigger goal is. So if I want to say, I want to live a comfortable life, so I get a good education. I work double shift. Maybe I take a master course or a DBA course. Maybe I can take an English course or a course of soft skills to improve myself so that I can get promoted in my organization. Okay, why don't I travel to this conference? عشان لو أنا بقيت in this conference, I can meet new people, increase my social networking. This will help me maybe get an extra, let's say, push in my career. Each step you take, it's for something you want to achieve in the long run. The means end theory. Okay. The push-pull theory of motivation. The push-pull theory of motivation. As a consumer, what is motivation? It is to achieve a product. It's to achieve a goal. Okay. We all have different needs. Do all our needs get achieved? Do all our needs get achieved? The answer is no. Why do some needs get achieved and others are not? It's due to, do you have motivation? Motivation strength stands for what? I am willing to exert my time, my money, my energy, my effort to achieve a certain task. I'm willing أتعب عشان أحقق ده. When it comes to the push-pull theory, it's not one factor or two factors that motivates you. We say that we have factors that push us and factors that pull us to achieve. So the push-pull theory says or explains why people behave the way they do. The push factors اللي بيزقك هي intrinsic motivation. يعني إيه intrinsic motivation? It is drive from within. It is personal factors from within that makes you act. So the push is زقة. push زقة ولا pull يعني إيه بالعربي؟ pull. جر. ماشي شكرا. So the push هي الزقة. So the push is the intrinsic motivation. It's from within the consumer. It is something inside you that you want to achieve because you're not feeling settled. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm bored. So I go out to find a solution. I exert money and energy and effort to get this internal reason. I exert for internal reasons. Pull, بتجر, meaning something outside attracts me. Something in the society attracts me. It got my attention. It made me think, and it made me get motivated, get driven to the idea. So when we talk about pull, it's extrinsic motivation. People are motivated based on external factors like reward, like punishment, like social approval, like hearing a good word from others. It has nothing to do with yourself. It has something to do with pleasing the society. Now, the push-pull theory led to something else. Why? Why would intrinsic motivation occur and extrinsic motivation occur? The why. Okay. Why will I get motivated? The drive theory. The drive theory says that internal and external will develop depending on, are you in pain, yes or no? Pain makes you motivated. No pain, you're okay and you're normal, you don't need to buy anything. If you feel pain, then you will think of the idea that I have to buy this product. Pain, does it have to be physical? It can be, but it doesn't have to. Pain, and most of us, we face internal pain. We face emotional pain, like pressure, like anxiety, like stress. The higher the anxiety you have, the higher the negative emotion you have, the more likely you will take action to get rid of this pain. The higher the negative emotion you have, the more likely you will try and buy any product or service to make this negative pain go away. This is called the drive theory. So, let's say you're at work. Are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. خلاص ممكن تستنى لما تروح تتغدى. مش مستعجل تشتري حاجة من الكانتين اللي تحت. حلو قوي. ماشي. If your stomach is growling, if you feel dizzy, your blood pressure is falling, by default, you'll go to the canteen and buy anything that's there to get rid of the pain you're feeling. The drive theory. Why join a gym? Do I need to join a gym? If you're not overweight, you might not join the gym. You'll say, I'll do it later. I'll pay for it maybe later, or I won't pay for it. It's not a priority. However, if you're obese, if you have back problems and the doctor says you must lose weight or else you will do surgery, yeah, but you are forced to join the gym because you're in pain. You have a negative emotion in you and you need to get rid of it. Drive theory. The expectancy, Victor Vroom, he said that no, not necessarily that consumers are always pushed and motivated because of pain. Some people are completely fine and they still get motivated. But keep in mind, people buy products when they are not in pain. It's because they always want and they always seek to be better. People are goal-oriented in everything and in anything they do. People calculate everything, whether they say it out loud or not. So the expectancy theory says what? If you want to motivate a person, if you want a person to exert money or effort or energy to buy the product, you have to show to him that it is worth it. So the expectancy theory proposes that an individual will behave or act in a certain way, and they will exert effort to buy this product or to buy this service only if they believe, only if you can convince them that this product will enhance and better their current situation. This product, this service will put them in a different level, in a higher level in which they are in right now. Expectancy theory. So I do not want to buy a new car. I do not want to. However, if a marketeer was clever and he was able to persuade me that buying this electric car will save me a lot of money, it has good after sale, it is easy, it's not going to be too expensive, we have installments, he or she will make me consider. Why? Because buying this electric car will put me in a different position. A different position in what? Let's say it's a higher luxury brand. Oh, wow. Let's say it'll put me in a better position in budgeting. Why not? In helping the environment. Oh, okay. So the idea here, expectancy theory, we are motivated لو البرودكت هيزود في حياتنا لفوق. مش شرط مستوى لفوق لحاجة أحسن في أي حاجة أنا بعملها. It must be a stepping stone or a stepping stone to up. If this product is just a replacement to the old product I have, if it's not a necessity, مش هشتريها. Because it's a replacement. مش هيزود. خلاص مش عايزة أجدد دلوقتي. So motivation happens when you find an opportunity to be better. You'll take it. In the drive theory, motivation happens only if you're in pain. If you can live with the pain, you won't get motivated. If I can convince you that you cannot live with the pain, then motivation will happen. For example, وريت لكم Mountain View الإعلان بتاع The Hawk? Yes or no? النهاردة, especially those in Cairo, كلهم عايزين يعيشوا في compounds. ده الترند. مش في الأول خالص قبل ما كان الترند Mountain View عمل إعلان كده ناس عايشين عادي في الشارع والدوشة العربيات وزحمة الناس وطلعوا كل الدفوهات وهي مش دفوه actually بس يعني they highlighted certain, I don't want to say negative بس يعني they highlighted certain scenarios and then they told the people, how can you live like that? It's barbaric if you live like that. They highlighted these issues and made the people see these issues. Made the people see these issues. And now they believe that they are in a negative state. And now they want to get rid of this negativity. How so? Live in a compound. The drive theory. خليني أوريكم الإعلان. أنا مش فاكرة لو وريتها لكم بس just in case.
واحنا مش شفناهوش في محاضرات الدكتور بس تقريبا انا فاكره اللي هو بتاع الهالك وكان
أيوه
كان
ضحكني قوي كده.
ستاند اللولي بوب. أيوة.
ثانية عارفة نفس فكرة إيه؟ أنا ساكنة في سموحة قدام نادي. ايوه في تمارين نادي وي 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 وفي دوشه بس ما خدتش بالي خالص. اختي مره جت زارتني قالت لي ايمان انتي ازاي عايشه في الدوشه ديت؟ قلت لها دوشه ايه؟ بعد ما مشت خلاص الدوشه في ودني. She highlighted something and now ever since she said it حسيت بالدوشه even though it wasn't something negative before. خليني
بالظبط.
هي دي. It's several campaigns. نشوف أول واحدة.
زياد من اكثر الطلاب اللي عندي، وكفايه ان هو منضبط وبيجيب فول مارك في جامعه.
يا محبوك يهدي الاستاذ، اللي بيحصل ده مش طبيعي. مال المدرسه ومال الزحمه والمهندسين والكلام ده. دائري ايه يا فندم؟ طب اشتركوا له في اتوبيس المدرسه.
اعتقد ان قصدها ان الاتوبيس ما بيلاقيش مكان يقف فيه. انا شايفه ان تنقله للولد في مدرسه قريبه من البيت.
مش ده اللي علينا. في حاجات مثلا ايه؟
يخبطوا فوق تاني.
شركة ارتستيك للدعاية.
على فكرة المية هتقطع عشان ننظف الخزان.
بس الطلعة دي عليا أنا.
الحياه بقت صعبه. ارجع لطبيعتك
يعني it's small commercials. These all
بقت صعبه.
دي الإعلان دلوقتي شكلها قديم ومش attractive بس this is 13 years ago 13 سنة. But it showed people lived in streets normally. When the idea of compounds came about 15 years ago, they created these campaigns as a symbolism that it's not humane to live in a street. There's small problems. دوشة الناس أو. So this is the drive theory. Expectancy theory is the idea of showing the extras you can add on to people's life. The extras you can add on to people's life. So this is motivation. Hedonic consumption. As I said, or as we've noticed, people buy because of emotions. People buy because of intangible reasons. So as a marketeer, they were asking, هو إيه emotions that I can sell? أو إيه intangible justification I can provide the consumer so that they can see me of value. عشان emotions حاجة عامة قوي. يعني okay, emotions, should I sell fun? Should I sell what emotion is deemed valuable to the consumer? So yes, we can conclude that marketing research had showed that many consumers, they buy products and select products for emotions. حلو قوي. Individuals, when they purchase product, it's not for what they do, but for what they mean. Okay, what do they mean? This is the question. So according to Morris, he said that when it comes to consumer brand relationship, consumers develop relationships with brands. Consumers develop relations with brands. And when it comes to selling experience or feelings, they fall under 4 categories. So again, في جملة على طول بقولها. Consumers, they do not buy for what they do, or they do not buy products for what they do, but for what they mean, for what they represent, the feelings and the experience. Okay, the 4 categories are self-concept, nostalgic, interdependence, and love. These are the relationship, these are the internal emotional supporters in which consumers put value on them and buy the product for it. أول واحدة self-concept attachment. Self-concept attachment means the role theory. People buy products, people buy brands to establish their identity. Element number 2, Nostalgic attachment. People buy products because their life, current state, let's say, isn't easy. And when they sit home at night and reflect, when were they happy? Most of the time, it's in the past, when they were younger. Hatta there's a saying, the good old days, the golden days. Yani, they always assume the past was better than the present. It's not that it's better. The older we get, the more responsibility we have. And the older we get, sometimes للأسف, we lose people that we love. And so the past, it acts like an escape to reality. ساعات عايزين نعيش الماضي. بيفرحنا, comfort us. So nostalgic attachment means that if you want to sell people the product, sell it according to past memories. This is worth a lot of points. وفعلا فاكرين من أكثر من 7 سنين 12-13 سنة بيبسي لما جابوا بيبسي في رمضان لما جابوا أحمد زكي وطمطم. فاكرين علم بيبسي زمان؟ بيبسي and شيبسي؟
كان في فؤاد
يلا
المهندس.
نكمل لميتنا كان.
شكرا. كانت ناجحة ليه؟ يعني فكرتها ايه؟ ما كانش unique novel idea, بس كان نجحت عشان nostalgia. We remembered الفوازير, we remembered فؤاد المهندس وسمير صبري ولا سمير. I'm really bad at the Egyptian culture, أنا آسفة.
غانم يا فندم. غانم
شكرا.
يا دكتور.
شكرا. So this campaign, why was it a success? And why did we love it? It's not because of the novelty. قد ما خلينا نفتكر الماضي الحلو. When we were younger. Nostalgic. Interdependence. Human nature, we like to be addicted to products. Addicted to stimuli. Whatever it is. So interdependence means what? Sometimes we put a false belief that this product will give me my energy, will give me my power, will make me be more effective and efficient in my life. I give this false belief and make it part of my daily routine, وبحس لو ما كانش عندي ده مش هعرف أكمل يومي. Interdependence means that as human nature, we become dependent on products. We think this product is our source of power, and so we put it in our life, daily routine. لازم أخدها عشان أعرف أعمل أو أكمل يومي. Like coffee. For some people, like cigarettes. For other people, like chocolate. For other people, their car. For other people, their watch. هو ينفع تنزل من البيت من غير كوباية القهوة؟ Subconsciously, you guys say, no, مش هقدر, مش عارف. لا, هتقدر. But we got addicted to it. We created the belief that this is our power. And guess what? Mentally, this is our power. For some people, the coffee is the best part of their day. It's their pleasure. خلاص. So it's part of my routine. I have to drink my coffee in the morning. Whether it's going to give me energy or whether it's going to make me be better, whatever your excuse is. You became addicted. You believe that this is your power. True or not, it doesn't matter. But خلاص, as a consumer, you believe in this conclusion. You take this product, you implement it in your life, and it became your daily routine. Full stop. Interdependence. Selling power. Selling efficiency. Like Red Bull gives you wings. Nescafe helps you start your day. وحاجات كتيرة قوي بيكلموا عنها. Love. When it comes to love, this is the idea that shopping is therapy to consumers. So what you have to do is make them feel an emotional, positive image, and they will value you. So the love relationship is the idea you buy this brand because it makes you happy. It puts a smile on your face. And this is hedonic consumption. Hedonic consumption means consumers are motivated to buy a product not for the practical function it does. We buy products today because of emotion and pleasure and experience. So as a consumer, don't tell me this product will keep me warm. Tell me that this product will keep me warm, plus it will make me look luxurious. It will keep me warm like my grandma's when she used to knit. It will keep me warm so I can know how to go to work and function at work. It will keep me warm and lazy and very comfortable. The emotional values. هم أربعة. Okay. Now we're going to move on to different theories. We're going to move on to the media. Any questions لغاية دلوقتي؟ No questions? Okay. So according to research, بيقولوا الميديا بيأثر فينا قوي. There's a debate. Some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. But actually, the majority of research, they have proven that the media does influence how you think and how you behave. This influence in behavior, depending on your personality, can be short-term influence, يعني أشوفها دلوقتي I imitate today, or it could be a long-term effect. Okay. So when it comes to the media, the first theory that emerged was in 1920s during the World War I. This was the first theory when it comes to media and the influence on people. So this was developed based on H.G. Wells. It's in the consumer head. The magic bullet theory says whatever you see on TV right now, you believe it right away without asking any questions. What you see on the TV right now, what you hear on the media, what you read on the media, you believe it right away without asking questions. فاكرين من 4 أشهر أو 5 أشهر لما محمد صلاح كان عنده مشاكل مع الكوتش وطلع عمل فيديو وكلم وحش شوية عن الكوتش؟ فاكرين؟
ايوه يا دكتور.
حلو قوي. كم واحد فيكم سمع من طرف الكوتش؟ ولا صدقتوا محمد صلاح على طول؟
لا هو المهم
عشان
محمد صلاح
هو المهم فعلا. تعاطف معاه.
يمكن عمل حاجة يمكن فكرتوا إن يمكن الكوتش عمل ده بسبب احنا محمد صلاح قال كذا احنا صدقناه. هو اتظلم كلنا we believed هو اتظلم.
لا انا ما صدقتش انه اتظلم.
ايوه لان في باك جراوند يا دكتور للموضوع.
في ايه؟
هو اصلا في باك جراوند للموضوع. هو اصلا الكوتش ده اصلا عنصري جدا من قبل كده، من ساعه ما كان بيدرب نادي درجه تانية في هولندا كان بيعمل كده مع اللاعبين الاجانب برضه. ده
لا
مدرب
على فكرة لا اختلف مع حضرتك يا دكتور. هو مش شرط، يعني احنا عندنا بيبقى احنا تيم ويبقى في مدير الناس شايفاه ان هو بيميز ناس على ناس، ويبقى هو ده مش حقيقي خالص. لان ممكن يكون احد افراد التيم حس ان هو الماستر، فلما بيحس الاحساس ده لازم لو في ليدر للتيم يوقفه، علشان ده ممكن يفشل التيم. فانا ما بصيتلاش خالص ان محمد صلاح هو كان على حق، لا كان لازم نسمع من الكوتش ونشوف الفيجن بتاعته والاسباب.
هو برضه حتى لو كلام حضرتك سليم،